How hypnosis literally rewires your brain. The new Zurich fMRI proof. I'm Amanda Stedman and I'm a hypnotherapist, and I'm always interested in how science meets spirituality to help you live your best life. So let me just tell you a little bit about the University of Zurich, who've just completed some research on brain imaging. And this proves that hypnosis changes your brain's neural wiring. And I'll show you exactly how that rewiring supports your transformation. So what happened earlier this year is the researchers at the University of Zurich published 3 multimodal studies using fMRI, EEG, and magnetic resonance spectroscopy. It took me a while to say that. Basically, they use instruments to measure brain waves when under hypnosis. And hypnotic subjects found measurable changes in functional brain networks under hypnosis. So brain regions responsible for attention and body awareness, like parts of the parieto-occipital cortex, showed reduced activity or connectivity during deep hypnosis. At the same time, theta wave power increased. Theta wave power is basically a brain wave that increases in power when you're in a deep relaxed state. A hallmark of deep relaxation and internal focus is theta wave power. In other words, hypnosis isn't just suggestion, it alters consciousness at a neural level. Let me just say that again. Hypnosis isn't just suggestion, it alters consciousness at a neural level. Now, for those of you that are trying to make that into layman's terms, basically our brain can be rewired with hypnosis. And the research is proving through those measurements that basically the EEG is kind of a thing that they put on your head and it measures all the brain waves. They're proving scientifically that hypnotherapy and hypnosis does change brain waves. So what changed in the brain? These studies pinpointed changes in large-scale networks, including the default mode network, which is very much like our hard drive, the salience network, and the central executive network using unbiased MVPE analysis. So again, just trying to separate different parts of the brain to discover where hypnosis is really working best. Hypnosis reduced frontal executive dominance, effectively quietening the analytical mind. So basically our conscious brain that's the one that's always talking the whole time. While boosting deeper sensory and internal awareness regions, especially in the occipital, parieto-occipital zones. EEG data supported this too. Interhemispheric frontoparietal connectivity increased. Beta gamma activity dropped. So that's our kind of more awakening state dropped. And theta alpha waves rose, indicating absorption of trance. So this is, again, our brain and body going into a much more relaxed state, so our central nervous system can literally just kind of calm down and reset. The MRS recovery. One of the studies uses magnetic resonance spectroscopy to explore neurochemical changes. It revealed a small but significant drop in total myo-inositol, a metabolic linked to neural activity in the parieto-occipital region during deep hypnosis. This suggests a tonic reduction in neuronal firing, aligning with deep calm and reduced sensory focus. Essentially, that just means that you are going deeper and deeper. So for any of you that have done meditation, when you're going deeper, you can't necessarily feel your body. Your body goes into a super relaxed state. So you're starting to separate mentally and spiritually, technically, from your body. This is the first time neurochemicals have been mapped in hypnotic states. Groundbreaking work. So basically what this means is that everything that I've done the last 25 years is scientifically being proven with these new machines. I'd love to have one, but they are thousands and thousands of dollars. But it just proves again that when we go into that meditative or hypnotic state, different things happen in the brain and your neurochemicals are much more susceptible to doing more positive things rather than negative. Why it matters to hypnotherapy and why it matters to you, and especially clients and practitioners. First, hypnosis is not placebo. fMRI, EEG, MRS evidence shows it's a distinct neural state. Let me just say that again. It's a neural state. So hypnotherapy isn't just placebo. It's just not anecdotal. It's not woo-woo. It's basically a distinct neural state, which means that your brain is doing something very specific. Your hard drive is doing something very specific. Second, this understanding supports why hypnosis works so well for anxiety reduction, habit change, pain relief, even weight loss, by literally rewiring brain networks related to self-control, habit patterns, and emotional regulation. I'm going to say that again because many of us suffer, many of my clients suffer from those particular challenges. So hypnosis works well for anxiety reduction, habit change, pain relief, weight loss, by literally rewiring brain networks related to self-control, habit patterns, and emotional regulation. And those are the things that many people come to, probably the majority actually. Emotional control, emotional intelligence is so important now. Most people are in fear, most people are in anxiety, and that overrules your parasympathetic nervous system, and then your adrenals start going crazy, and many people are suffering panic or anxiety attacks. So this understanding, and when you're in hypnosis, it reduces all of those possibilities. Third, with evidence of increased theta alpha and decreased default mode chatter, the voice that just keeps going and going, it validates techniques like future pacing, guided imagery, and sensory anchoring that activate these beneficial states. Now, future pacing, when I take somebody into hypnosis, I am literally talking them through the future. So future pacing is getting your subconscious mind to talk about the future and see it. And your subconscious works amazingly well with images and feelings, and that's how you can manifest and guide things in, call things in. Guided imagery is very much guided meditation. I have a lot of those on this site already. So guided imagery is, again, using subconscious and sometimes the conscious, but mostly subconscious when you're under hypnosis, to bring about a state of feeling and awareness and break those neural pathways. Sensory anchoring, what I do with that is I will take, if someone has anxiety all the time, we will take an image that's important to them and a feeling that is the opposite of that, and we anchor it in. And that's something that a tool that I give people after a hypnotherapy session, because they need to have tools after the session to rewire and keep anchoring in that new state, that new neural pathway. So those things, again, are future pacing, you in the future, guided imagery, using the power of your subconscious to create, manifest changes, and sensory anchoring, again, to maintain those changes over time. Now, let me think of a quick exercise to tap into this state. No scanning or EEG necessary. I want you now to just close your eyes and sit comfortably. And breathe slowly. Let go of distracting thoughts. So when thoughts come in, just relax them out of your mind. And now I want you to visualize a golden light at the back of your head, the parieto-occipital region, softening into your awareness. Some of you like to imagine the pineal gland. The pineal gland is a wonderful gland that's at the back of the head here, between our ears. And that is our transmitter. So when you're sending out signals to the ether or to the cosmos, then a lot of the signals which are energetic, they are energetic signals that go out, we are energy, then that goes out from the pineal gland. And I do a lot of meditations to do with that particular part of the brain. It's extremely powerful. So now I want you to visualize a golden light. And it's still at the back of your head. Imagine that golden light is expanding now. And as your focus relaxes, imagine your inner critic melting away and your intuitive, calm self stepping forward. I want you to hold that image for a minute and notice the shift into a deeper theta alpha awareness, even if it's subtly. Just actually ask your breath to slow down now. And imagine that golden light has a relaxing magic spell in it. And imagine that relaxation going from the back of your head, that golden light, all the way into the top of your head, down through your shoulders, down through your upper body, down into your hips, and all the way down into your toes. Allowing your breathing to slow down just a little bit more. And once again, imagine that inner critic, that voice in your head, the negative one, just melting away now. And connect with your intuitive, calm self stepping forward. and relax. Take a very gentle, slow breath in, keeping that image of your calm self again. And anytime now in the future, if you're starting to feel less calm or anxious, then imagine that beautiful golden light. And ask your mind to slow down your breathing. Take some very deep, slow breaths. And if you're struggling with the image side, then just take a deep breath in and hold for 5, and then breathe out for 5. And do that 5 times gently and slowly. I'm imagining you're doing a great job. And so now, breathing in and out. And when I count up from 1 to 5, when you get to 5, you'll feel refreshed. Back to normal. Just imagine cool, clear mountain air in your nose and your throat, coming back to full awareness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come gently back to me. Deep breath in, eyes open, and take another big deep breath in. Okay, so what did you learn today? Number 1, Zurich studies prove that hypnosis changes the functional connectivity and neurochemistry in your brain. What that means is hypnosis is scientifically proven to help you change your mind in the way that you want to. 2nd, hypnotic states quiet the analytical brain, the chatter brain networks, while boosting internal focus. The neurological shift is exactly why hypnotherapy works so deeply for healing and transformation. If this resonated, please like, subscribe, and comment below with one way that you'd like your subconscious mind to support you. I'd love to explore this with you in future videos, so put any ideas you have or anything else you'd like to learn below. And until next time, keep tuning into your inner mind's power. Take care. Bye for now.